to rescue stranded victims of the Weija Dam spillage. Now the news in detail. Now, to our first story, President Akufo-Addo has charged his appointees and New Patriotic Party members to embrace government's tough measures in winning the fight against illegal mining, also known as Galamsey. This, he says, would help Ghanaians repose confidence in the party and vote for them in the next election, thereby making NPP's quest to break the aid a reality.
Let us work together to get rid of this man. And I believe that if the people of Ghana see a determined effort on our part, which is yielding results, our water bodies are clearing, our landscape is being reclaimed, our forest zones are being preserved, it will help them enable us do what? Break the eight.
Now to some other matters. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, says its immediate focus is to rescue stranded victims of the Weija Dam spillage. A deputy director of NADMO, Abu Ramadan, also said his outfit is working to expand and open estuaries so that the water can run into the sea so that we can see the levels drop.
Many have been displaced by the rising waters from the spillage. The Assembly has created about 3 estuaries at the Bojo Beach to facilitate the movement of the water into the sea, but it has still warned residents to brace themselves for the worst following the spillage. NADMO says it has so far rescued in excess of 300 stranded victims, while at the same time working to expand the estuary to facilitate the flow of water into the sea. NADMO has been given support by the Marine Police and the 48th Engineers Regiment. Meanwhile, NADMO has also urged stranded victims of the Weija Dam spillage to reach out to 122 emergency hotline for immediate evacuation or other forms of help.
Now, the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons has secured a £10 million funding to help boost the fight against non-communicable diseases in West Africa. Now, the funding was awarded by the National Institute for Health and Care Research. That is the UK's major fund of clinical, public health and social health care.
The centre comprises of the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, GCPS, and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine as the co-lead institution, working in partnership with other institutions, namely the Ashesi University Ghana, the Catholic University of West Africa, Burkina Faso, and the Research Centre for Local Development in Niger. The centre is expected to develop the skills of local researchers and clinicians, as well as run a Doctor of Philosophy PhD and a Master's program to provide formal training for students in all 3 implementing countries. The Minister of Health, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, stated that the timing of the project take 2. The Minister of Health, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, stated that the timing of the project was apt because non-communicable diseases prevalence was increasing globally, making it currently the leading cause of death and disease burden worldwide.
On the urgent action is taken, the rising NCD burden will add great pressure to the already overstretched health systems and pose a major challenge to development in this service. Dr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, there are clear indications that scientific approach by the sovereign is required to improve the health and well-being for the population of Africa. That seeks to strengthen individual skills and expertise, organizational systems and processes, and system-wide networking capabilities and leadership of researchers to conduct high-quality research, local communities, to engage with and understand how to enable health lifestyle and policymakers and practitioners to implement evidence-based and to engage with key stakeholders, patients, health workers, managers, for consulting on their views, preferences, and expectations, sharing results as we emerge, and facilitating the active operators involved into the decisions and practice. And state of the Chicago international partnerships through shared leadership involving both senior and early area staff and equally distributed management.
In an interview with a representative of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, Tolib Melswev, he indicated that the proposal responded to high demand from policymakers, civil society organizations and communities, building on their strong policy links and stakeholders mapping conducted during proposal development.
So we have 4 partners from West Africa: Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, and Ashesi University in Ghana, then Blasdel Laboratory from Niger, and Catholic University in Burkina Faso. And less than 30% goes to the UK organization, which is London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Okay. Well, transparency and accountability is an important feature of our research, but it is also very closely overseen by our funder from the National Institute for Health and Care Research in the UK. So we do have established robust systems for checks and balances. We do have established joint budgeting decisions. For example, just to give you one small example out of many, one of the processes is we do not pay per diems. We, when people attend conferences or meetings, all costs are reimbursed in arrears. What it means is if you pay for your meals, if you pay for your hotels, you submit the receipts and you get reimbursed. And that removes this system of per diems where people get paid but while putting it bluntly, benefit from the participation and focus on the financial side rather than the real benefit in terms of scientific value and engagement.
Now, as part of measures to celebrate breast cancer, the student body of the Ghana Institute of Journalism have organized a free breast screening session for its students. According to student activist Martina Odoi, this is geared towards helping solve the issue of breast cancer.
All the world over, breast cancer has been a critical challenge that has affected the health of many women. As the month of October is designated to celebrate breast cancer, a student body of the Ghana Institute of Journalism, in collaboration with other stakeholders, have organized free screening for females in the society. Student activist Martina Odoi says this is a deliberate action to help prevent breast cancer.
So the breast care today is having education and screening, especially because we are in the month of October, but it is also a part of the Martina Cares project. So I am seeking to let the awareness go far so that people do not wait until it's only October before they check their breast. You can actually have random screenings, especially if you have cases in your family, so that the message that the doctors preach, that early detection and prompt action saves lives. If we see something earlier, we can actually tackle it than when it's too late.
Health nurse Regina Dado, who was part of the program, also had this to say.
Breast cancer is real, and breast cancer is a survivable. Breast cancer is not a death sentence, and not all lumps are cancerous. If you find a lump in your breast, that doesn't mean we have a cancer. We have to do a lot of investigations before we know that it is cancerous or not cancerous. We are asking the viewers out there to go to any center for the breast screening. It's free. Nobody is taking any money. You can come to Breast Care International Centers, Kumasi and Accra for your free screenings.
A survivor of the disease, Benita Ugbanna, explained how she contracted the disease and advised ladies not to panic when they test positive for breast cancer.
I totally forgot about it, to go for screening or checkups and all that. So 2018, I was taking my bath on this particular day and I just felt like checking myself, and I realized I had a lump. So somebody introduced me to Peace and Love Hospitals at the Spintest Road. So when I actually got there, they told me that actually there's a lamp, but not all lamps are cancerous. I had to do further tests and checkups to know if it's cancer and know what treatments will be suitable for me. And I went for biopsy and all that. And when the result came out, it was cancer. So I had to start treatment immediately. Like, people think breast cancer is a death sentence, and when you have breast cancer, it's all about death. That used to be the mindset I had. Breast cancer is not a death sentence. Breast cancer is not spiritual. Breast cancer is not contagious.
Now, President Akufo-Addo believes the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, can be won if it is not politicized. He holds the view that until the menace is treated with a nationalistic approach, the fight against it cannot be won. He made this known in a meeting with the National House of Chiefs.
Many initiatives, including that of the community mining scheme and the establishment of a new legal regime for dealing with the perpetrators of this phenomenon, which has imposed severe sanctions on those Ghanaians and foreigners convicted of illegal mining. Still, we have not won the fight. It is obvious that if we are to win the fight, you and I have to take the lead to collaborate closely to do so. And that is why I'm here today. After our meeting, I'll also be meeting with the other half of local government, the metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives, the 90 metropolitan, municipal, and district areas across the country where mining activities take place, to seek their active collaboration too. There are many requests I intend to make of you in the closed-door session of our meeting. But one of the most significant, which I have to state now, is to seek your assistance to take partisan political interests out of the fight against Galamsey. It can only succeed if it is a truly national battle, which no one seeks to exploit for political gain, as we saw in the last election. The progress of our country depends on all of us, all citizens of Ghana, all fellow Ghanaians, pulling together to defeat this existential threat to our.
Now to some business matters. The Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited, BOST, has recorded an increase in profit of 161 million Ghana cedis in the 2021 fiscal year after posting 10 years of consecutive losses.
The development is due to a core business strategy and an increase in petrol and diesel sales revenue of about 83%. While addressing the press, the managing director of BOST, Edwin Alfred Provençal, provided some updates on the petroleum sector at the minister's press briefing series here in Accra.
In terms of the 47 million tax arrears, I can tell you today that we don't owe GRA. We don't have any arrears with GRA. We are up to date. I'm sure you all witnessed our annual general meeting, which is one out of a very long time that we have done to report to the people of Ghana our performance. And we are happy that it was very transparent as well. Our Tema to Akosombo pipe, our Buipe to Bolga pipeline, we have repaired it, and we are happy to let you know that the Bolga depot now is working, so we are able to have some exports through Bolga to some neighboring countries. Our Tema to Akosombo pipeline, we have repaired it. Only that we have decided we are not going to use it now because we don't have ice on the pipeline. What do I mean by that? Anytime you push water into the pipeline, 100% of the water gets to the other end. But anytime you push petroleum products, it looks like there are some dwarfs on the way that feed on those pipelines. So we have decided that we are not going to use the pipeline until we put the electronic eyes on it. So we are installing a leak detection system that would detect any leak on the pipeline, and an intrusion detection system that can tell us as soon as anybody tries getting close to the pipeline, an alarm will sound, and then in collaboration with the security agencies, we will know exactly where the attempt is being made.
He also disclosed that BOST had settled some million arrears owned by various institutions. Provençal pointed out that BOST was able to offset the debt through its internally generated funds and government assistance, and also recorded an increase in profit of 161 million Ghana cedis in the 2021 fiscal year after posting 10 years. He added that measures are being put in place to mitigate challenges from their outfit.
The year we made our highest revenue is the year we made our highest administrative expense. Do you see that? And in 2016, it was the year we made our highest loss of 459 million Ghana cedis. So we set record in all areas in 2016. We made our highest revenue in 2016. We made our highest operating expense in 2016. And then we made our highest loss in 2016. Fast forward that to... And look at the staff strength in 2016. It was lower, 347 people in 2016. Now fast forward to 2021. In 2021, our revenue is not up to the 3 billion. I'm sure you can see that. In 2021, our revenue is just a little over 1 billion Ghana cedis. But look at our administrative expenses. Our administrative expenses in 2021, even with an increased number of staff, our administrative expenses is less than half that of the 2016 number. Now let me ask you a question. In this environment, do costs keep going down or they go up? So we should have been budgeting for maybe a 1 billion administrative expense, and that would be normal. But look, and this is operational efficiency. This is putting your money to real good use. Because even though time, inflation, depreciation happens, even though staff numbers have increased, our administrative expenses have halved. And if you come and look at the bottom line, we have made 160 million Ghana cedis, thereabout, profit after tax.
Now to a final story. The Ghana Tourism Authority, in collaboration with other stakeholders and event promoters, have held a press briefing here in Accra. According to the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Akwasi Agyeman, this year's December in GH is super packed with activities to promote the agenda that has been set.
The Year of Return Ghana celebrates the cumulative resilience of all victims of the transatlantic slave trade who were scattered and displaced through the world in North America, South America, the Caribbean, Europe, and Asia. December in Ghana is a unique package of events and programs to make Ghana the preferred tourism destination for Christmas and New Year. It has since been one of the most successful initiatives to date in terms of international arrivals, tourist expenditures, stimulating the economy and welcoming the diaspora to visit Ghana. The CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority, Akwasi Agyeman, in an interview said they will work with the national securities, airlines and hotels to promote the Beyond the Return agenda that has been set.
We are very positive, we are very hopeful, we are quite excited in the turnout at today's stakeholder engagements with the event promoters, national security, immigration, airlines, and everybody involved with the December and GH programming. We are very hopeful that we are going to meet the numbers, and not just in terms of quantities, but also the quality of service delivery, making sure that the events are of a certain quality and caliber that will make people want to come to Ghana again. And also for those who are already in Ghana, Ghanaians will feel that this was a December well spent. So that's why we've started this engagement. That's why we are on the platforms talking to our operators, talking to everybody within the value chain, hotels, airlines, assemblies, national security, police, immigration, fire service. How do we all work together to become enablers for the business that the private sector are doing? And so far, I think if you listen to the responses and the engagement that have gone on today, I'm very, very hopeful that we are going to have a super December and GH program. The numbers are going to be good. This year, we are also looking at events across the length and breadth of the country. So the over-concentration in Accra is going to stop. We are hoping that the events that we've lined up, about 50 of them, which cuts across, and it's also in various regions, will give everybody in Ghana a feel of what December in Ghana is, and so that we can promote the Beyond the Return agenda that has been set.
The director for the Beyond the Return Secretariat, Annabelle Mackenzie, also said a lot of the event organizers released their events very early, and this year's December in Ghana is to bridge the gap between the diaspora and the local Ghanaians.
So December in GH 2020 is expected to be our biggest December GH since 2019. As we know, with the pandemic, our numbers were down and we were dealing with a national crisis because of COVID-19. We've worked with a lot of event organizers this year, and we have a calendar packed full of nice events. You have concerts, we have festivals, we have fashion shows. The diaspora abroad is excited about coming to Ghana, and we are preparing to welcome them. As the director of the Beyond the Return Secretariat, we are working closely with the event organizers and the government agencies to ensure that Ghana is prepared and ready for December in GH. So we're hoping that local Ghanaians and Ghanaians from abroad and the global diaspora family will have a wonderful time in December. Expectations that you will have from this year that are different from prior December and GH. A lot of the event organizers have released their events very early. There's a lot of social media going on, a lot of digital marketing campaigns. We are expecting a lot of people to come to the country to enjoy the culture, the food, the traditions, and we're bridging the gap between the diaspora and local Ghanaians. As we know, Ghana is the gateway to Africa and the place to be in December, and we will continue to welcome our guests and have a fabulous.
Well, this is how we draw the curtain on Breakfast News with me, Nana Kwadwo Opon. Up next is Media Review.